About the second issue of the action taken by the Secretary for Education, or to be more exact, by the Permanent Secretary for Education under the Education Ordinance to deregister a teacher. The details of a case, you have to await a press conference to be hosted by the Secretary for Education and his Permanent Secretary later this afternoon. But I can assure you that we, like many professionals in the education sector, want to promote and develop quality education in Hong Kong. Okay. But if there are very tiny fraction of teachers who are using their teaching responsibilities to convey wrong messages, to promote misunderstanding about the nation, to smear the country and the Hong Kong SAR government without basis, then that becomes a very serious matter. So the action taken by the Secretary for Education is based on those premises. But as I said, you can ask the Secretary for Education about the details of the case, because you mentioned about worksheet and about just discussing topics. I think after a very thorough investigation by the Education Bureau, they are not just talking about this very simple things before they could substantiate the invoking of the ordinance to do this act, that is deregistration. I have to emphasize again that deregistering a teacher is a very serious penalty under the Education Ordinance, and it has only been used once, according to records, only been used once, and that is this time, on grounds other than criminal and sexual offenses. Okay, so this shows the severity of the case. But of course, I have heard some education organizations saying that they may assist the teacher to appeal. So whether we could go into a lot of details, I don't know. But again, I will defer to the Secretary for Education to answer your other queries this afternoon.